All right, I want to give some props to Sam Mellinger of the Kansas City Star. He took the words right out of my mouth in his column on Thursday. We had this wonderful buildup of the last 2 weeks regarding the Missouri football team. The Tigers lived up to part one by taking out Oklahoma, but then they go on the road. They lose at Nebraska the next week. It's certainly not the worst thing that could happen. The Huskers are pretty darn good. But all of a sudden now, it's out of sight, out of mind. It seems that the tendency now is to switch from football to college basketball, where all three of our teams are ranked pretty high in the polls. Look, Missouri might have its best football season ever and still not play for the Big 12 championship. The Tigers have a very good chance of running the table, finishing at 11-1, but right now, in the media at least, they become an afterthought. Suddenly, we're focusing our attention on the Chiefs showdown against the Raiders, and I'm fine with that. But for crying out loud, it's the first week of November. Way too early to get serious about basketball, unless you're a Kansas fan. I took a lot of grief when I said the Jayhawks should get rid of football. The ultimate put down of that program, folks, came from one of the KU football players who publicly stated his university was a basketball school. Now, that's hardly breaking any new ground, but to hear a football player proclaim that, I'll tell you what, that's pretty surprising. The Jayhawks have lost 11 straight games in conference play now, and if they don't win on Saturday, and in all likelihood they will not, KU will finish the season without a league victory. They've beaten one team in the conference in the last 2 years, Iowa State. That's it. You want to know how bad this football team really is? KU is a 9-point underdog at home against Colorado. Colorado, a team that hasn't won a game in the conference this year. It's not good. Missouri gives us hope now that at least one team in our area can make it to a BCS bowl game before we need to get serious about basketball. That's Jack Smack.